The Insider.
Sawasdee krab. Welcome to The Insider. We all know that monetary and fiscal discipline is fundamental to a successful economy in this era of comprehensive economic reform, and given the high level of competition in the global market, how strong are Thailand's finance and what has the government done to set the country on the path toward financing stability and sustain and balanced economic growth? Today, we have a special guest who is in the best position to answer this question, Mr. Apisak Tantivorawong, the Finance Minister. Thank you for joining the Insider. Of course, as I mentioned, today we will talk about the Thai economy, particularly the resilience of the Thai economy. We all know that this government came at the time of the world economic slowdown. I am wondering how this government been doing to help Thailand in these circumstances.
Thai economy itself is very resilient to external shock.
Yes.
Basically because we learned from our financial crisis that we faced in 97, Tom Yam Goong crisis. Private sector learned a lot from that. The company in Thailand, they also learned something from the crisis.
Yes.
Before the crisis, the leverage ratio is run around 4 to 5. But nowadays, the leverage ratio of Thai corporate is only about 1 to 1.5. So which means that they are very strong, we are very resilient. If you look at stock exchange of Thailand, you may see that Thai corporate in the stock exchange, they have a very good earning. The earning growth is run 2 digit comparing to the economy, Thai economy, which only 1 single digit.
Yes.
Which means that they are adapt themselves and be able to perform comparing to the bad economy, I mean the bad world economy. As for Thailand itself, our financial strength, I would say, is very good. Among many countries in the world, we are one of the very good one. Internally, our public debt to GDP is running only about 44 to 45% as of present time, which means that we still have room to do some fiscal expansion if we need it. As for the external side, we also very strong. We have the reserve, foreign reserve of up to 180 something billion
Which
US.
is very healthy.
Very, very healthy. I think it's ranked top 10 in the world.
I think I heard a comment from Bloomberg about the strong of the Thai foreign reserve.
It's true, and that's those reserves will be able to. I think it's about 3.4, 3.5 times of our short-term debt, which means that even there's any shock, those short-term debt go out of the country, we still have.
We are quite
more
secure.
reserve. We are very secure. We are very secure. And this is basically, our position now. And with our position and the policy that this government has done so far, we be able to push our GDP up from 0.8, in 2014 up to 2.8% last year. And this 2 quarters of 2016, our GDP growth even improving from 2.8 last year to about 3% first quarter and 3.4% in the second quarter. This shows that the policy that we have done really, barefoot. When this government come in, what we're trying to do is that, we're trying to stabilize, the economy. Try not to have those activities, in each sector, run down. That's why we provide a substantial amount of money into those vulnerable sectors, like farmers who last year suffering from drought, SME sector who have actually, less opportunity comparing to others. So we inject some money to them, help them getting softer loan, low interest rate loan, something like that. And that, in that part, I think is help relief, the problem. But at the same time, this government look at the future, We just cannot stay just like what we are now. Basically because, Thailand has been underinvest for quite a big period, say 10 years, basically because our internal politics. But when this government come in, politics become stable, and that we need, to reform, the engine of growth of this country. We just cannot rely on the existing engine, which, or easy model, that we used to have in the past, like export, export 70% of GDP, and the GDP growth is good, but
now export has problem all over the world.
Basically because of the world problem. So we choose to look at inside, using our internal strength to shore up our economy. We try to have the new growth engine. We decide to have the new S-curve for Thailand. And that is the future of Thailand. We decide to have the Eastern Economic Corridor, and that will be the one that will replace the existing Eastern Seaboard that we been enjoy for 20 years.
Well, from listening to you, lead me to the question of the government spending on the infrastructure development project. Will these investments have an impact on our fiscal strength or fiscal discipline?
Invest in infrastructure is the best in government spending because, it will give the country the advantage of efficiency. After this project, finish, efficiency of the country will improve. Most of the government spending will be in the infrastructure project.
Yes.
About 1.7 trillion baht, 1.7 trillion baht. And most of them will be in railroad, port, airport, seaport, those kind of things. We believe that all the project will be signed, within this year, which will be good, People have been waiting, for this project for a long time, Last year they said, it's gonna go on, but it has been delayed, But this year definitely, by the end of this year, you see all this project will be signed.
The business sector are quite happy about this project because it is the issue of logistics. It will not help only Thailand, but it would also help our neighboring country. It would link
the
Thailand
connectivity.
Yes.
The connectivity is a key for Thailand. We are in the center of CLMV. With those projects, is create the opportunity, for Thai, and also for foreigner to invest in Thailand. But just like you said, when people talking about 1.7 trillion, they're thinking about, whether we be able to support, this kind of project or not. We make a calculation, based on the money that we need to use or the money that we need to borrow. It's happened that, our debt to GDP will gradually increase, from 45% now up to the peak of 49%, within 5 years. And after that, it will gradually decline. So which means that, the maximum of debt to GDP after we invest in this mega project will be only 49%, which still, have room, the maximum, that people talking about is about 60% of GDP, the total debt. So we still have cushion of another 10%. So we're not worrying about that very much. But anyway, we try to encourage the private sector to participate in this kind of project as well. We have the policy to have the PPP in this kind of project whenever possible. So PPP will introduce the private sector to join this project so that we can use less public money in that sense. We're going to create the new innovation that we so-called the Thailand Future Fund. It's a fund that will be newly created in order to invest in any infrastructure in Thailand. And the fund will have the investor, to invest from all over the world, not only Thai people. This fund will have a very special feature is that, it will have a minimum guarantee, which means that, for the fund like, money from insurance company that need to have secure return, they will be able to invest in this kind of fund. And actually, insurance industry, they do have a very long-term money to invest. So this will tap in everybody, the money from every source, to invest in our project as well. And if that happens, it means that the government debt will even reduce from what I told you.
Thailand is now geared up to digital economy. Are we ready for that?
Ministry of Finance, we have the major project, that's so-called National E-Payment Project. The National E-Payment Project is the intention of Ministry of Finance to build infrastructure. It's just like the highway, for the money payment for Thailand, which means that it will improve the efficiency and reduce the cost of payment in Thailand. What we are trying to do is that to reduce the cash payment, to make it into digital payment. And with that, it's need a lot of cooperation from every agency. Bank of Thailand actually is the one who have to taken care of payment system in Thailand. But Bank of Thailand itself, they cannot do. So that's why, Ministry of Finance take charge and create this project. After this project finish, it means that people from the business be able to access to digital payment easily. All the tax payment and tax receipt will go in to the digital form. So it will reduce the process of work. From, at the present time, they have to bring up a big file,
Exactly.
go to the revenue department to file every month, But now, after the project finish, They don't have to, everything will be automatically, run through electronic channel. For the people, we're gonna have the electronic purse. It could be in the card form, it could be in the telephone form, those kind of things will happen, which means that wherever we go, we can use electronic money. It's only the big shop or big store that having EDC, the machine that accept the electronic money. But what we're planning to do is that we would introduce EDC to every corporate, even big or small. Everybody gonna have the EDC. That's which means that wherever you go, even you're gonna have a noodle, you'll be able to pay by electronic. And what we hope is that if the project be able to start, it will reduce the total cost of the country by up to 100 billion.
The question comes to my mind, it is safe and secure to use this process?
We are very concerned on that issue as well, because it's people money. That's why we use the bank as a medium, to provide this kind of thing. Bank, they do have their own security system, which actually they invest a lot, in that. But somebody asks, whether it can be 100% proof that no fraud or no problem. I would say we cannot guarantee that. It's just like the hacker. It happens everywhere, every day, But
we will have the instruction for them, for those who
they have to.
this, yeah.
The Bank of Thailand do have the instruction and everything, to make it secure. And if this electronic payment, actually it will also giving additional benefit to the country. For example, the tax avoidance will be reduced.
That is very important.
Will reduce, which means that we don't have to increase our tax rate.
Yes.
The tax will be broadened by the people who cannot avoid the tax. And some people even talking about the corruption in Thai society will naturally reduce, because when you do the corruption, normally they receive cash. But when you have all payment electronic,
Cannot avoid.
that it's gonna be difficult for them to.
So, Excellency, can I view this process that you have mentioned, that it is the financial reform, or one of the area of the reform that
Yes.
this government is now undergoing? But will it help to reduce the gap between rich and poor?
That is another benefit of this program as well. After we reintroduce this kind of thing, we have the program to register, which already registered, the low income people. So far, Thailand lack of that information. But with the e-payment process, we register them and we be able to support them using this system.
Yes.
To support the right people, instead of broaden and support everybody, So this gonna be the thing that will happen.
Tax reform or tax incentive in order to draw the potential investor to Thailand. Do you have any comment on this?
Starting last December, we have the special privilege for the one who invest this year, 2016, to receive a special privilege of double depreciation which means that if you invest 100, normally you can have the depreciation 100, but now you can have a depreciation of 200. Basically, with the tax rate of 20% like Thailand, it means that government already support you 20%. The major private company know that very well, and they invest. Basically, if you look at the data of the investment in Thailand, you see that they do invest more based on this parish. This is the things that Thailand try to improve. Just like you mentioned, this government concentrated on reform. We try to reform everything, especially the thing that normal government cannot do. And with those reforms, to set the new S-curve, to have the new growth engine, to have the basic infrastructure, to have the stability, or the reliability on the fiscal expense, those kind of things, I believe that if you improve Thailand and make Thailand a better Thailand next.
Excellency, since we are at the end of the fiscal year, would you please give us the Thailand economic outlook next year?
I would say that next year will be better than this year. Naturally. Basically, all the money from the mega project will go out, invest next year. The private investment starting to invest, and hopefully our tourism will still be there. So everything just come into bear fruit, bear their final result. So I believe that next year will be better.
I hope so. So thank you very much for joining the Insider this week, and I hope that I would be able to come back and to see Your Excellency once again. Thank you very much. As the Finance Minister has said, Thailand can look forward to a strong and stable performance in the years ahead, given the current reforms and restructuring that has taken place, with focus on mega projects to underscore Thailand's industrial and manufacturing potential. The country is now truly moving toward prosperity that leaves no one behind. Thank you for watching, and สวัสดีครับ